Welcome to PaleriderTV. There's a difference in the trucking industry, the federal rules and regulations or whatever, between intrastate carriers and interstate carriers. Well, interstate carriers have to stay within whatever state they are in, can't run out of the state. Interstate carriers, they ain't going anywhere. Well, Kentucky Intrastate Company settles overtime pay dispute with truckers. But for years, since the 30s or something, I believe, trucking companies, interstate trucking companies, have been exempt from the overtime pay. But apparently, intrastate carriers are not exempt from that law. So here we go. A Kentucky trucking company has reached a settlement in a lawsuit filed by truckers claiming they never received overtime pay despite not being qualified for the federal overtime exemption carved out for truckers. Truck drivers for Beechmont, Kentucky based Clay's Trucking have agreed to an amicable resolution. I can't say the word amicable. An amicable resolution with the company in a class action lawsuit pursuing unpaid overtime wages. The dispute revolves around an interstate operation that involved a federal exemption from overtime pay reserved for interstate commerce. Yes, interstate commerce, not intrastate. So they were trying to get by without paying overtime to their drivers. The Federal Fair Labor Standards Act requires employers to pay employees no less than time and one half their regular pay rate for all time worked beyond 40 hours in a work week. But the Motor Carriers Act exempts employees who fall within the jurisdiction of the U.S. Department of Transportation, including truckers who drive interstate. However, Clay's Trucking was an interstate only motor carrier. Its employees, therefore, did not qualify for the overtime pay exemption. Wow. Although Clay's Trucking is not federally required to register with the USDOT, Kentucky state law does require interstate carriers to obtain a USDOT number. In its MCS 150 form, the trucking company only checked interstate non hazmat carrier when representing its operations. A screenshot from the Federal Motor Carriers Administration Safety and Fitness electronic records, from February 2022 reveals the trucking company was not registered for interstate commerce. Wow. Even if Clay's Trucking could engage in interstate commerce, thereby exempting drivers from overtime pay, the lead plaintiff in the case and other truckers could not. Truckers' medical cards cleared them only for intrastate only driving. Furthermore, Clay's Trucking did not have insurance that provided coverage for interstate commerce. On the other hand, the owner of Clay's Trucking also owned two sister companies that were authorized to drive interstate: DC Trucking and DC Transport. All jobs that involved interstate commerce were directed to those companies, while Clay's Trucking dealt exclusively with intrastate trucking. The Motor Carriers Act overtime pay exemption applies to an employee that could reasonably have been expected to make an interstate journey or could have worked on a motor vehicle in such a way as to be safety affecting. Considering that Clay's Trucking was never authorized for interstate travel, and truckers never had medical clearance for interstate travel, and all interstate work went to the two sister companies, Clay's Trucking drivers could never expect to engage in interstate commerce. Calculating overtime pay is a bit more complicated in this case, as truckers were not paid a salary or hourly wage. Rather, truck drivers received a percentage of the total amount paid for each load to Clay's Trucking. The trucking company charged customers at a per ton rate. Therefore, truckers' pay was determined at a per ton rate. So apparently they were probably hauling dirt, gravel, trash, who knows? I'm not sure. Truckers argue in their lawsuit that they should have been paid a higher per ton rate for deliveries when working more than 40 hours per week. How the overtime pay dispute is being solved is unknown. Terms of the settlement have not been disclosed. Attorneys for both parties could not be reached for comment. The lawsuit was filed in December 2020. Wow. December 2020. That's a year and a half ago or so. No, 3.5 years. Wow, that's crazy. As recently as February 2022, Safer showed Clay's Trucking as an interstate only carrier. The company has since changed its operation status to interstate with its latest MCS 150 form filed in March 2023. The issue of overtime pay for truckers is on the radar of some Congress members who find the exemption that was established nearly 90 years ago is outdated. The Guaranteed Overtime for Truckers Act, also known as the GOT Truckers Act, is currently being considered in the House and Senate. The one sentence bill simply eliminates the overtime pay exemptions for truckers from the Fair Labor Standards Act. So there you have it. Truckers might get paid overtime pay. I don't know. Will it work? Will it pass? Who knows? OYDA, which represents the rights of truck drivers, supports the bill and is encouraging its more than 150,000 members to contact their lawmakers. Yeah, you do that. Contact your lawmakers. Say you want overtime pay. Ask your representative or senator to co-sponsor the Guaranteeing Overtime for Truckers Act. The bill would eliminate the exemption and help truckers be fairly compensated for all the time they work. Not only would this legislation provide overtime pay to company drivers, but it will help lift compensation for truckers across the industry. Wow. So there you have it. Company sued out of Kentucky for not paying intrastate. Companies sued for not paying their drivers overtime, but while they were exempt from the overtime rule or whatever they call that thing. That's crazy. I know as long as I've been in the trucking industry, I've never got any overtime pay, whether as a company driver, owner operator, whatever. So I don't know what's going to happen if the bill does pass to do away with that exemption. The companies don't have to pay overtime if you're an interstate carrier. I don't know what it all has an effect on the trucking industry. Rates drop, rates go up. Who knows? So it's something that remains to be seen. We'll keep an eye on this story, find out what's going on, any updates on it. I'll bring them right here on the PaleriderTV. So let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about this situation. I appreciate everybody watching. Everybody have a good day and stay safe.